What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It is P-Dog Shot You here, and I'm going to be making an updated what is in my urbex bag video. I made a video like this probably 2 or 3 years ago, but since then many things have changed in my bag, so this is just a giant overview if you can make out what everything is, but I'm going to go and break down each thing individually, so let's kind of get into it. Starting with the stuff that's closest to me, these are some high quality rubber gloves made by Carhartt, and I've had these for a number of years, and pretty much the reason that I bought these is because, one, they protect my fingers really well, and then two, they're rubber, so if something's electric and or electrical or is charged and I don't know it, I won't shock my fingers and die, because that is sadly how a lot of people get hurt in urban exploring situations. So I'd recommend getting yourself a nice pair of gloves, or have a separate pair of rubber gloves if you're only going to be wearing work ones. Moving on to the next thing I've got right here is my respirator. This has the P100 filters on it. I bought this one brand new, and I've got a second one that is not, or that is used from a pawn shop. But this has been my mask since like I really got serious about urban exploring. You'll see it in my last video that I did about this. The filters need to be changed about every 6 months or so. So if for continual use, you can kind of tell when you put it on if your breathing is really labored and it just feels like it's not protecting you at all. You'll get an idea. You can just kind of feel it in the breathing. This is about $30, by the way, to buy one of these, and it's about $15 to buy the replacement packs. Which, this one that I bought it for $40, and it came with the replacements. And I want to say I paid about $15 for the gloves. Moving right along, we have my Coast flashlight. Lumens on it, no idea. It just does what I need it to do. I'm not super picky on flashlights. I just wanted something that had a wide cone of light and then something more narrow, and it's nice and compact. Like, for a comparison, like, fits on the inside of my hand. It's perfect. I keep that in the front pocket of my backpack. Next up, this is not the American rights for photographers, but the rules are pretty much the same. I need to print out the excuse me, I need to print out the photographer's rights in America. But it's just, if you ever get into a situation where a police officer or any kind of law enforcement stops you, you'll want to be able to show that you know your rights. So that way, because in plenty of situations, photographers get caught up and the law enforcement or security think they have a lot more power than they do. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't bend those. Like, let's say, in an example, and in no way am I condoning anybody going to a building that you do not have permission to go inside. I'm just giving you the ideas of what to have on you, just in the event of a misunderstanding, maybe. And sometimes you might be told, hey, just delete the videos, you're good to go. Because as long as you are living by the urban exploring rules, you should be completely fine in any scenario, but you just want to be able to know your rights. Another thing I've got is just a general card for those kind of for just most doors that have the standard slat locks on the sides. This is a good way to open those up. You can watch plenty of tutorials online on how to use these. I really recommend them. I think I got that at Dave & Buster's, maybe? Moving on is just a carabiner. I mean, it's not a special one. It's not, I don't think it's cleared for hiking, or not hiking, rappelling, or anything like that. It's just standard. I put it on my backpack. Excuse me. I put it on my backpack just so that way if I need to lift my backpack off the ground, or if I need to be dropping something, it gives me a good starting point with my paracord. Speaking of my paracord, I don't even know where I got this. I've had this for probably over a decade, so I have no idea the price, but you can get them for a couple bucks on Amazon. This paracord I bought I want to say this is either 100 feet or 200 feet. 55-pound paracord. So this is not strong enough to lift up a person. So again, not for rappelling or anything, but this is a good idea for, like, let's say there's not stairs to where you need to go, but you need to get something up somewhere. Like, let's say you need to get your backpack up to somebody so that way they can film something for you. Or you need to get something down from an area without holding on to it. You could use the rope to lower it down, drop the rope, and then do what you need to do. I love paracord with a passion. I use paracord for a lot of stuff, so I highly recommend having some paracord. Moving right along, I've got just a general ace bandage, just kind of for compression if you ever need it. It's just nice to have first aid materials. I think I got this in Hawaii for a little bit of extra than traditionally you'd pay, because everything in Hawaii is more expensive. But yeah, I sprained my ankle in Hawaii jumping over a fence, so I needed a bandage, and let me tell you, these things work wonders. I highly recommend one, just in the event something bad happens. God forbid, but you know. Moving on, we have a travel first aid kit that I got at Target for about $5. Now inside, actually it says it right here on the back, it's just a bunch of Band-Aids, some antibiotics, some alcohol wipes, and some sterile pads. It's nice to have Band-Aids. I used to carry a smaller one. I just wanted something that had a little bit more in it, just for more situations, because the one that I carried had, I think, a gauze pad and then like 3 small Band-Aids. So it was nice to get the upgrade, and it doesn't take up that much space in your backpack, although it might be one of the bigger things in my backpack aside from my respirator. I also carry a CPR resuscitator mask. Now, you don't need to do mouth-to-mouth to perform CPR, but having the mask just kind of gives you the option if you need it. And it was $5 on Amazon, and it is latex-free, so anyone with a latex allergy, you can still use it on them without having to worry about it hurting them. And I wouldn't recommend performing CPR unless you are CPR certified, so that way you got the proper training as opposed to watching a YouTube video, which everybody should go and get CPR certified. It's a great skill, it looks good on a resume. Moving on, I'm gonna go ahead and take the camera and move it around real quick. We're just gonna move on. I have a non-air compressed air horn, and it does break down and open up, so that way you don't snap any parts off when it's in your backpack. I got this for $1 at the dollar store. And I'll just show you guys how loud it is, because it does get kind of loud. I like this one a lot, because in the event maybe you get stuck behind a door, that you walk through a door and it shuts behind you, you go to the other end of the hallway door doesn't open, you go back the other way, that door doesn't open, now you're trapped, right? Well, if you have friends around that might be able to save you, or anybody, you'll just want to start blowing this thing. You'll just want to start blowing this thing to give an idea of, hey, I'm over here, please come save me so I don't die in an abandoned building. Now, moving on, we have duct tape. I pick a bright color, and it's not for the use of restraining anything or someone. It's meant to kind of be a marker, because we don't want to tag or mark any buildings with permanent markings. So duct tape's a good alternative, because you can tape it onto the wall in an arrow, so that way you know which ways to get in and out of, and then when you're done, you just peel it up and take it with you. Highly recommend it. It's a great addition to any set, and it's pretty cheap. I think I paid like $4 for this at like a Staples. It's nice to have a black hat, preferably with no markings, but I've got this one that I got for my birthday, and it's just nice to have a black hat, because one, it helps you blend in a little bit better, and two, if you're going into buildings that have spider webs or falling debris, or small falling debris, I wouldn't recommend this for like a building that's crumbling, but just to prevent things getting in your hair, getting on your head, it's just nice to have a layer of protection. Moving on, I carry a plastic bag with me. It's great for, let's say you're carrying a camera and it starts raining when you weren't expecting it to. You can put your camera in the bag so that way it doesn't get wet. Wet clothes, if you bring a change of clothes with you, you can put it in the bag. You can put, let's say you find something in the building that needs putting in a bag. not stealing, obviously, but maybe there might be a animal body that you don't want laying on the floor like that. You might want to put it in this bag, or a bag. This is a Walmart bag, I think. My parents like to hoard plastic bags, so I took a couple of them, and yeah, I recommend highly carrying a bag. They have come in handy on multiple occasions. Moving along, we are going to get into the clothes that I bring with me. I typically try to bring an extra pair of socks. These are from rock'emsocks.com. They make theme park socks, Harry Potter socks, Back to the Future socks, and like every sport team and city you can ever think of. Highly recommend their socks. Are great quality. Not being paid to say that, I just really like their socks, but if they did sponsor me, I'd love it. And I also carry a hoodie. This hoodie, I believe, is waterproof, but don't call me on that. It's a Under Armour. I think I spent about $50 or $60 on it. And last but not least, we're going to go over my backpack that I bring. The backpack I bring, I do not know the brand, but it is got the drawstring closing, and then it's got a flap on top that you just close up. It's got 3 pockets in it, and I like this one a lot just because it's light, it's small, and if I need to put it somewhere that's like hidden, it's a lot easier, and it fits in my car. I can carry it anywhere with me. And I carry a little bit of hand soap, or hand sanitizer on me. Just, I mean, like, you don't know what you're going to be touching if you take your gloves off. You don't want crap all over your hands. It's just nice to have something just to keep your hands clean. And that is about it. If my camera will focus. There it goes. Yeah, that is about it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Did I put everything in there that you guys would have put in there? Did I leave something out? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.